The topic is the menstrual cycle.
The what? The menstrual what?
Welcome to my new game show, Medical Telephone. We have 3 contestants today that are eager to learn, laugh, and win some really big prizes. That's it? No excitement?
Prizes, big prizes, financial and so big.
Introduce yourselves.
My name is Ari.
That's it. How old are you?
I'm 12.
Next.
Daniel, it's your boy, favorite on the show.
Wow. What are your hobbies include?
Basketball, girls.
Girls are your hobby? Next.
I'm Steven, 16, kind of broke right now, spent it all. So I kind of need this.
Okay, well, today we're playing a game of
communication.
I will first take a subject. I will explain it to this gentleman to my right. He will then explain it to this gentleman. And this gentleman will have to explain it to this gentleman. And then this gentleman has to explain it to this gentleman who gets to play Simon Cowell and be really picky if they win or not. We're gonna give you a 70 as a pass.
How do you determine that?
I determine it. I'm gonna be rude, I'm gonna be crude, and I'm gonna be vicious. But honestly, if you guys keep losing, I'll feel bad and I'll probably give you an easier one at the end. And in each round, if at the end, Ari can explain to me the exact subject that I explained in the beginning to Danny, you will get $1,000. $1,000 hairs.
Might as well
3K
just
per
give it
round.
to us right now.
Ankle sprains are one of the most common basketball and tennis injuries. The most common injury is called an inversion injury, with the most common injured ligament being called anterior talofibular injury.
Anterior tabular.
Anterior talofibular.
Anterior tabulo.
Talo, anterior,
Anterior
talo,
talo
fibular.
fibular. Anterior anterior fabulo.
Did you put an abbreviation with it?
Nope.
Tibular.
Eversion injuries are more rare, and if they occur, they usually result in a fracture because the deltoid ligament is so strong.
The delta plate is very strong.
And it won't bend. So
What is
it
delta
usually-
plate?
You don't need to know. I don't even know.
Inflow tabular.
No, anterior-fallotibular.
Anterior fallotibular. Coming quick! Ankle sprains, you usually get an ankle sprain. The most common sports you'll get them in is basketball and tennis. There are 2 versions of ankle sprains. There could be more. I'm not sure about that. Inversion and eversion. Inversion is called the anterior fallotibular. And that is the most common. Eversion, which is when you get when your ankles, you sprain your ankle, and because the delta plate is so strong that it won't bend. I think. You told me eversion, inversion?
Yeah.
Delta plate?
Yeah.
Alright, good.
You said anterior-fallotibular, and that stayed throughout the whole game. Then you introduced delta plate. Ari delivered delta plate.
Well, he told me about some delta plate. What is a delta?
Yeah, word.
Just so everyone has a visual, the most common inversion injury happens like this, when you roll your ankle like
this
this.
side.
The anterior talofibular ligament is right here. And because you roll it like that, you can tear that ligament. Eversion injuries are rare because of the deltoid ligament.
How do you get a delta plate?
Notice, to roll your ankle like this is quite easy, right? To roll it this way is really hard, because right here, there's the deltoid ligament. But if you sprain it, like if you're in a motorcycle accident or car accident, it goes so far as it rips a piece of the bone off and fractures the bone. You guys fail ankle sprains even though you've all had one. Have you heard of the term acne?
Yes. Daniel has it.
Acne vulgaris is a skin condition that occurs when hair follicles become plugged with oil, dead skin cells, or bacteria.
Hair follicles are pulled out.
Oil comes out of like hair follicles or something like that.
It often causes whiteheads, blackheads, pimples, or cysts.
Pimples, blackheads, whiteheads, and I forget the last part, but you don't need to know that.
I think I do. Blackheads, whiteheads, pimples, so and so.
One of the main causes of acne is hormones. About 85% of teenagers will be affected by acne.
85% of teenagers will probably have acne because of stuff.
Because of hormones.
85% of teens get acne, and hair follicles are like pulled out, right? And that kind of turned into blackheads, whiteheads, and pimples. And then oils from your hands, because every hand and fingers have oil. So if you touch your face, those oils go to your hands, and that can cause pimples and more outbreaks. And that could kind of, yeah. And hormones are like part of the reason why you get it, because like testosterone, and that's like what gets you acne, kind of.
The thing where you guys went wrong the furthest, acne is caused by clogged hair follicles, usually by oil, dead skin cells, or bacteria.
I said pulled.
Like if you take into account the stuff that you guys got wrong, and passing is a 70, and I'm gonna be really strict because I just don't want to give you guys money.
Thought you said you did.
I do, but I don't. I'm gonna give you guys a 71, which means you
Yes,
got $1,000.
$1,000 combined?
Yeah.
Oh, so 333.3.
Wow.
3.
Bromhidrosis. Have you heard of this term?
No.
What's your confidence level? 1 to 10.
Like a good 8, you know?
8? Well, you don't even know the term. Bromhidrosis, also known as smelly armpits, or BO, is caused by sweat secretion.
Secretion of sweat?
Secretion of sweat.
There are 2 types of sweat glands, apocrine and eccrine.
Apocrine? I don't know how to say it. Apocrine and eccrine.
Eccrine and apocrine.
Eccrine glands release sweat to cool you down during exercise and usually doesn't smell. Apocrine glands release sweat that, when broken down by bacteria, which naturally live on your skin, have a very strong odor.
Eccrine is the one that your body releases to cool down. It doesn't smell.
Apocrine is used when the bacteria that's already on your skin gives out an odor.
Did he talk anything about sweat glands or anything like that?
No.
There's 2 types of sweat. There's apocrine, and it's like a cooling mechanism for your body. There's no smell. It just, sweat comes out of your sweat glands. And then there's apocrine, and that's the one that has a smell, and that's caused by bacteria on the skin, and that produces a smell. He was looking at me.
The names of those sweat glands, you guys butchered as you went along.
I didn't know.
You guys got a 72.
Oh,
and
yes,
you pass
sir.
$1,000 in the bank. Eccrine sweat glands cool you down. They're used for thermoregulation, like when you exercise. When you get sweaty right away when you exercise, it usually doesn't smell. Apocrine glands are glands that release what we call pheromone sweat, which is more of like a nervous sweat. It's kind of your personal scent. There's more protein in there, so the bacteria that live on your skin right away start digesting it and start farting. And when the bacteria farts, you create BO. What if I give you kind of like a Mr. Beast pivot here and I say, we'll flip a coin. You guys can call it whatever you want, and if it lands on the thing that you chose, you double your money.
I like the sound of this.
No.
Yes.
I guess.
We're flipping a coin!
Count me down.
10,
9.
Why from 10?
3, 2, 1, go. Yes!
Tails never fails, bro.
Diabetes. Have you heard of diabetes?
Of course.
What's your experience with diabetes?
They cut off your toes.
1 to 10, how confident are you that you're gonna get this?
11.
Diabetes is a disease characterized by high blood sugar. Blood sugar is your main source of energy.
That's like your primary source of energy.
Your body's like fuel.
But in order for this blood sugar to enter your cells, you need a hormone called insulin.
A hormone called insulin.
In diabetes, your body doesn't make enough insulin, or it doesn't use insulin well.
If you have like low levels of insulin, they can't break down the sugar in your blood.
The blood sugar then stays in your blood and doesn't reach your cells where it needs to be. A slightly high blood sugar opens you up to diseases like heart disease, strokes, and even kidney failure.
Heart disease and stuff like that.
Heart disease and cut that out.
Diabetes. Diabetes is about your blood sugar, and about if it's too low, it could make you have risks to heart disease and things like that. And if your blood sugar is too high, it could also give you a risk to diseases. Insulin. Okay, insulin is what makes you break down the blood sugar, and you need insulin. Without insulin, or without enough of it, then, well, you could get diabetes, I think. I don't know.
There was one point of confusion that I think Danny started this confusion.
Oh man.
When you have sugar in your blood at a high level, insulin then takes that sugar and puts it into your cells so that it works. Insulin just pushes the sugar into the cells. So it doesn't break down the actual sugar, it just moves it into a place where it can work. By the time I got to Ari, we were talking about low blood sugar as well as high blood sugar, and diabetes is a disease characterized by only high blood sugar. And because of that, I'm giving you the grade of 67, which is a failure. No $1,000 on this round.
When did I mention low blood sugar?
What do you mean?
I never mentioned low
Did
blood
you
sugar.
tell low blood sugars, Ari? Ari,
No,
did he
that's
tell you?
right.
It's not just $1,000 this time. It's 1,500 this time.
Wanna make it 2,000?
You wanna make it 500? I'll cut it. The topic is the menstrual cycle.
The what? The menstrual what? The menstrual cycle.
Menstrual cycle, yeah.
Menstrual.
This is a monthly cycle that starts during puberty,
During puberty.
which hormones signal the uterus to become thicker with extra tissue and blood.
The hormones signal the uterus to thicken with blood and tissue. Extra blood and tissue.
One of the ovaries then releases an egg that travels towards the uterus via fallopian tube.
Release an egg
One egg.
via the fallopian tubes.
If the egg is not fertilized by a sperm, pregnancy does not happen,
And if it's not fertilized by a sperm, you don't get pregnant. It's facts.
and the extra blood and tissue breaks down and leaves the body through the vagina.
It is expelled from the vagina.
This process is called a period and lasts 2 to 7 days normally.
It lasts for 2 to 7 days, and it's called a period. That's it.
Menstrual cycle. It's
Menstrual.
menstrual cycle.
Stop going mental. Like why?
Menstrual
why
cycle.
are you blurring it like that?
It's the menstrual cycle.
Use your mouth.
The menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Right, it's a monthly cycle that occurs at the start of puberty. Hormones are gonna signal to the uterus to thicken with extra blood and tissues, and then the ovaries release an egg via the fallopian tube. This part of the cycle, or the release of the blood and tissues, lasts 2 to 7 days. It will go on unless fertilized by a sperm.
I'm leaning towards you guys failing. You didn't say that there's blood and tissue, extra blood and tissue coming out from the vagina. You said that the process of the ovary.
Bro, how do you not know
being-
what and you forgot a period at the end too?
I'll give him $500 for that answer. What about if we
I'm not
take
doing
that
it.
money and donate it to charity?
I wanted to keep it.
You could just give us the money and then donate the same amount to charity.
All right, it's been decided apparently. These guys just won $3,500. They're gonna split amongst them three. And I'm also donating $3,500 to charity, but you guys pick the charity. Which charity after the first week has the most upvotes is gonna get $3,500. So not only should you comment on the charity of your choice, but upvote the one that you support as well. And if you wanna see more videos with these guys, I have a playlist right here. Everyone point to it. Come on.
Bee-whoop.
P-whoop.
B-whoop.
P-whoop. It's P, not B.
Oh my
P-whoop.
god, you sold.
P-whoop.
Cut
Stay
that out.
happy and healthy.